Okay, this is the second part today. Okay, so in this we'll be discussing how to restore the different classes of the cavities. Okay, so first we'll start with class 3 cavity. You already have done the preparation for class 3 cavities. Now to start with the restoration after rubber dam application, the first thing is the matrix application. Okay, the matrix is usually applied and stabilized with a wedge before the application of adhesive. Okay, so first thing you do is after cavity preparation you apply the matrix, and as you can see in the picture, the matrix, the cellophane or the mylar strips has been stabilized with the help of the wedge. Okay, so matrix aids in placing and contouring the composite, reduces the amount of excess material, thus minimizes the finishing time. So it will help to, the matrix will help in contouring or giving shape to the composite. It will provide a temporary wall, okay, against which you can apply the composite. Also, it helps to reduce the excess of material going into the gingival tissues. So it reduces the finishing time. It is necessary to shape the strip by drawing it along a hard round object. Okay, you can give the contour to the matrix band with the help of a hard round object. Okay, the matrix tip is extended at least 1 mm beyond the prepared gingival and incisal margins. It should be slightly more 1 mm away from the margins. Okay, 1 mm beyond the margins. Now, why do we apply the wedge? You can see that matrix band has been stabilized with the wedge. Okay, what is the role of the wedge? It helps to hold the mylar strip in position. It provides slight separation of the teeth, and it also prevents gingival overhang. So you should always try to apply the matrix, stabilize the matrix band with the help of a wedge, as you were doing in amalgam cavities. Same we are doing in composite. Okay, it will stabilize the matrix band. It will have slight separation of the teeth, and also it will prevent the composite or any filling material from going into the gingival tissues. Avoids gingival overhang. Okay, so after you have applied the matrix and stabilized the matrix, okay, now we start with the next step, that is the applying the etchant. Adjacent unprepared tooth should be protected from inadvertent etching by placing the mylar strip. Then phosphoric acid gel etchant is left undisturbed for 15 seconds. The area is rinsed thoroughly to remove the etchant. Now you know the advantages of applying the etchant and how much time you already know. Okay, we have already discussed in the previous topics. Okay, after you apply the etchant for 15 seconds, you have to wash it thoroughly. Ultimately, the dentine surface should appear moist, as evidenced by the glistening appearance. Now this is important. We know that we don't want the collagen fibers to be collapsed. Okay, so we keep the dentine slightly moist. A slightly glistening surface is ideal. Okay, slightly glistening surface. There should not be over drying or pooling of excess water. Okay, this should be avoided. When applied, the adhesive is air dried to evaporate any solvent, which can be acetone, alcohol, or water, and then light activated. So onto the moist surface, you apply the bonding agent or the adhesive, okay, and slightly blow the air over it to evaporate the solvent. Because these materials are resin based, they generally exhibit an oxygen inhibited layer on the surface after polymerization. Now, once you have light cured the adhesive, the next step, is the insertion of composites. Light activated composites are usually available in two forms: a threaded syringe for manual dispensing and a hand instrument for insertion, or it can be a self-contained compule that is placed into an injection syringe for dispensing or insertion. So you can have the composite either in tubes like few grams, 2 grams, 3.5 grams, like this, okay, for more cavities. Or you can have small compules which are loaded in the in injection syringe for small cavity. For just one preparation you need one compule, okay. Now we know that we have to do the composite in small increments. A second increment of composite is applied if needed to build the preparation completely and provide slight access so that a positive pressure can be applied with the matrix tip when closed. So you can put some extra composite when you're doing class 3 so that with the matrix band you can apply pressure onto the composite and hold the matrix band against the composite so that you don't have any voids or air spaces, and the composite the composite compacts well with the or bonds well with the walls, okay. Any gross excess is removed quickly with the blade of insertion instrument or an explorer time before closing the matrix. So before you are light curing the composite, you should remove the excess of material, anything excess beyond the margins which you have to finish later on. Better remove it before only. Now, the strip should not be touched with the tip of the light initially because it could distort the contour of the restoration. Now you have to hold the tip of the light cure gun as near as possible to the composite, but you should avoid putting pressure of the tip onto the composite. Why we want to avoid the pressure? Because it will affect the contour of the composite. The contour of the composite will be damaged. Okay. No etching or adhesive is required between the layers if the surface has not been contaminated due to the presence of oxygen inhibited layers. So you can keep on building the composite till you get the final contour, and you need not apply the etchant or the adhesive between the layers. With large restorations, it is better to add and light activate the composite in several increments to reduce the effects of polymerization shrinkage and to ensure complete light activation in remote regions. We very well know that we have to do composite in increments, okay, and how to place the increments we have discussed it, that is to reduce the effects of stress from the shrinkage. And also we take increments that are less than 2 millimeters in thickness so that we can cure the composite properly, especially in the remote areas, and that especially also with the darker shades, because we don't want any composite to be unpolymerized. Remote regions, the far away from the tip of your from your gun, okay. Like the first increments you placed, the first initial increments, they can be deep into the cavities, deep. So you should place small increments so that they are cured properly. Now we do the class 4 cavity. Now you can see in the picture, okay, mesial incisal edge has been fractured. Now again the steps are the same. Any region you are restoring, the basic steps are the same. So the first step is the application of mylar strip. The mylar strip matrix can be used for the most of the class 4 preparations, although the strip's flexibility makes control of the matrix difficult. A commercially available pre-formed plastic or celluloid crown forms is usually too thick and not recommended as matrix. Now try to see a picture, the third picture. In the third picture, you can see these are pre-formed crown forms. Okay, these are pre-formed plastic or celluloid crown forms. The companies market these pre-formed crowns to to make it easier, to make it simpler, to reduce the number of steps. Okay, but these are generally too thick and are not recommended. Another popular technique which is followed is making a custom lingual matrix. Okay, as you can see in the picture, the the upper left central sizor is almost half of it is fractured. Now when you are building a big composite restorations, the lingual matrix is very helpful. Now to make this lingual matrix, again you have to make it in the lab. Okay, how to make it? You have to start with first taking the impression of the patient, and then you make the cast of the fractured tooth. After you have got the cast, you make the wax. You build the tooth with the wax. You try to finish it, the wax properly. Okay, as you are making a composite restoration. Once you have done made the tooth with the wax, you take the impression with the build tooth. You make the impression with the putty, and then you cut that putty in the middle to get the custom link to get this matrix. Now, what is the importance of this matrix? Why do you want to make this? Now, this lingual matrix, it helps to do a very good composite restoration in minimum times. It means it helps to save your time, and it also helps to give you good contour, reduces your finishing and polishing times. Okay, so when you are doing big restorations, a custom lingual matrix may be used for large class 4 preparations. The lingual matrix is prepared by either a polyvinyl siloxane impression putty or a fast set silicon matrix material. Now you can see in the second picture, once the first layer of composite has been applied on the lingual wall, on the lingual side, it acts as a matrix. Now the lingual matrix has been removed, and a thin layer of composite, you can easily place all the layers of composite on this, and you can see how beautifully you can get the contour. The next steps are all the same as we discussed in class 3. Okay, that is first doing the acid etching and then placing the resin adhesive. Okay, as we did in class 3 composite. Now again stressing on the same point, the composite is inserted in increments less than 2 millimeter thickness. Okay, we don't want thicker in thicker increments because we don't want any of the composite to remain soft or unpolymerized, which may hamper the strength of the composite. It is usually helpful to develop the lingual surface of the restoration first, then its body, and finally its facial surface. Okay, you can start with placing the composite on the along the lingual wall and subsequently the body and then the facial surface. Now here an example has been shown. Now how the patient can present to you. Now try to see in the first picture. Are you everyone listening to me or just roaming here and there? Okay, Dahlia, Batul, Hind, good, very good. So try to see in the first picture. Can you see any fault in the first picture? Can you tell me what is the fault in the first picture on the top left? Can anybody tell me what is the fault in the first leakage, decay? How do you detect decay, Dalia? How do you detect decay in the tooth? Fructoir color, yes, very good. So the upper right central incisor, can you see the discoloration near the incisal and slightly on the distal side on the maxillary right permanent central incisor? There is small discoloration. Okay, it means there is some secondary caries. There is a previous composite restoration and there is secondary decay below it. Now the first step is taking the shade. In the second picture you can see the shade selection and the rubber dam application in the third. Now in the fourth picture the preparation is complete. The old restoration has been removed and the bevel has been given. Now the lingual matrix is placed. Now the lingual matrix has been previously made by the dentist, showing this picture. Okay, and he adapts the first layer of composite on the lingual side along the lingual wall. Now he has removed the lingual matrix in the sixth picture. Now you can see a thin shell of composite along the lingual wall. Over this, you can build the composite in layers. You can add the dentine shade first on this, and then you can give the facial enamel shade or the enamel translucency subsequently, and you can see a very well built up composite restoration. Now we'll come to class 5. Can you tell me what are class 5 cavities? Can anybody tell me what is class 5 cavities? Yes, Sarvaik. I am asking you the questions because I want you to be present in the class. Okay. As only few students are there. Yes, in the cervical third. Okay. So, do you apply the met? Yes, very good. Batul, Knife, and Dahlia. In good. No matrix is needed for class 5 restorations because the contour can be controlled as the composite restorative material is being inserted. Now you can see in the picture the next step is applying the etchant. After doing the etching, you wash it, okay, and keep it slightly moist, and you apply the adhesive. After applying the adhesive, you light cure the adhesive, okay, and the next step is applying the composite. The number and position of increments depend upon the size and depth of preparation. For large and deep preparations, an incremental technique is recommended. So time and again we'll telling you the same thing, that is we are doing it in small increments. Okay, the operator should avoid placing the increments that connect the tooth that connect to both occlusal or incisal and the gingival walls or the mesial and distal walls simultaneously to minimize the polymerization shrinkage stresses. So this is important that we don't try to join the opposing wall with a single increment. We don't make we don't put a big composite increment that joins the occlusal or the gingival seat or the mesial and distal walls. Why? okay, to reduce the stress from the shrinkage. The answer is the same, to reduce the stress from the shrinkage, okay. Because if we will apply the composite against one wall, the composite that is free on the other side will deform towards the bonded surface, so it will reduce the stress. But if we join the two walls together with a big increment, the composite will get strained because it will be getting pulled from both the walls, so that will lead to stress in the restoration, okay. So you can place the composite as seen in the picture obliquely, various types along the walls, okay. The various pictures you can put at small increments and build the composite. The bonding agent is applied with into the entire preparation with a micro brush. We have already discussed these things. After application, the adhesive is polymerized with a light activation unit. Okay, we have discussed all these things. Now we do the composite increment to reduce the negative effects of polymerization. This is the same thing discussed again and again. Okay, now we come to class 1 cavity. Remember the first cavity we made on the premolars, okay. When the final tooth preparation is judged to be near the pulp in vital teeth, the operator may elect to use a base material prior to placing the adhesive or the composite. Now, whenever we are doing deep cavities, we have to see how much deep we are going, how much is the remaining dentin thickness, okay. If you think the remaining dentin thickness is between 0.5 to 1.5 millimeter, a resin modified glass ionomer base is applied, okay. If you are very near to the pulp, your cavity is very deep, and the remaining dentin thickness is less than 0.5 millimeters, then you first apply a calcium hydroxide liner to the deepest portion of the cavity, and over that liner, you protect that liner with the help of a resin modified glass ionomer base prior to applying the adhesive. Okay, so if your cavity is deep, you apply the base of resin modified glass ionomer cement. Okay, if your cavity is very deep, you first apply the liner, calcium hydroxide liner, okay, and over that liner you protect that liner with the help of base. Now what is the function of this liner? It helps to lay down more dentine. It will slightly irritate the pulp, okay, and the pulp will lay down dentine. Now again an example is shown of class 1 restoration. In class 1 also a matrix is usually not necessary, okay, even when facial or lingual surface grooves are included. Now the first thing you do is you remove the caries, and after removing the caries you see whether you are how much deep you are. Depending upon, you can apply the base or the liner, and if you use the liner, then you apply the base over it, and then you start with the etching. After the etching, you wash it, dry it, and apply the adhesive. You light cure the adhesive, and then you place the composite in small increments. What about class 2 cavities? What is class 2 cavity? You can see in the picture restorations on the proximal surface of posterior teeth. Yes, proximal, but in the posterior areas. Okay. Now, when you are doing class 2, you have to apply the matrix band. Generally, the matrix is applied before the adhesive placement. An ultra thin metal matrix band is preferred for the restoration of class 2 composite. No significant problems are experienced in placing an light activating composite material when using a metal matrix, as long as a small incremental additions are used. So there is no problem in using the metal matrix with composites in posterior restorations. Okay, but you have to be careful that you don't place thick increments more than 2 millimeters. Now then all the steps are same. Okay, that is first doing the etching. Now this is a sectional matrix. If you can see in the picture, this is a sectional matrix. It's not a Toffelmayer band, and this matrix has been stabilized with a ring. Okay, and then you do etching, then do the bonding adhesive. Okay, and then you restore the composite with the tooth with small composite increments. Again, this is how you can place the small increments. Okay, it is important to place and light activate the composites incrementally to maximize the curing potential. We want that each increment is properly cured and to reduce the negative effects of the polymerization shrinkage. The incremental technique also allows for orientation of the polymerization light according to the position of each increment, intrinsic restoration characterization with darker or pigmented composites. With each increment, you can apply depending upon the color or depending upon whether your increment is in dentine or enamel. We have different uh, composites for enamel and dentine. Some companies give combined. Nowadays, we also have bulk cure composites. So, depending upon your requirement, you can give a particular shade to the tooth. Sculpture of the restoration, occlusal stratum with more translucent material simulating the natural enamel. So after you have built the dentine, you know that enamel is translucent. So we have enamel shades which are more translucent. So the top layer you can apply the translucent enamel shade so that you get a very good lifelike or natural tooth like restorations. So this is the benefits of doing composite in small increments. So this completes your topic.